I really would recommend that anyone who's going to be doing a reasonable amount of filming get themselves a tripod of some sort, something to keep their camera stable while they're filming. You don't have to use a tripod, you can use a stack of books and just prop the camera up, whatever you need to do. But the important thing is keeping the image stable. As a quick example for you, if you just hold your phone in front of you like I am here, and try and hold the phone steady, but just notice as you breathe, and you can just about sit here that I'm trying to hold this steady, and the phone keeps moving. Now, as try as you might, you will not be able to keep that phone steady. And if you want to, it costs quite a lot of money to get a piece of equipment called a gimbal, which means that the phone will remain steady no matter how your hand moves. All of that movement is captured when you are recording your film. And a lot of people find that those little movements, even if they are quite small, detract from their enjoyment of the video. They might not even notice it's happening, but they kind of notice that these movements are there, and it sort of takes away from the performer that you want the focus to be on. Some people even get quite motion sick from these movements. So it is best to do whatever you can to minimize that kind of image shake or camera shake while you're filming your videos. Now, I realize that there are sometimes good reasons for holding the camera rather than putting it on a solid surface. And these are, for example, some people like to have the camera move around them while they're filming, and some people like to do close-ups of certain parts of a performance. Now, moving a camera around during filming is always going to be tricky. If you put it on a tripod, obviously you are limited in your movement, although you do often have the ability to sort of pan the camera left and right. You can't move it around the room so much. And there's not a lot you can do about that without investing in these expensive items and things called gimbals. However, when it comes to zooming in on parts of your performance, it's quite easy to kind of get around that, even if you're using a static camera. And the reason is most cameras, certainly modern phones and things like that, have got such a high resolution now that if you film at a relatively high resolution and film the whole scene, not just kind of a close-up bit, when you finish your filming and you bring it into your video editor, whatever it is you use, you can zoom in on part of the image and get a nice close-up effect without really losing a great deal of quality in the video that you've filmed. The other advantage to doing things this way, where you film the whole dancer and then you just zoom in on the bit you want, is that when someone's holding the camera and trying to follow the performer's movements, they can often either lag behind or they can not quite frame the shot correctly, so part of the dancer's body gets cut off like a hand or an arm. Whereas if you are framing the shot in post-production afterwards in your video editor, then you can be sure that the shot is framed correctly and give you the best possible view. Easiest thing to do to try this out is set your camera up, set it to the highest resolution and record some footage, and then have a play in your video editor and see whether or not it works for you. But it does make a big difference keeping your image stable, as it keeps the focus on the performer, not on any other things going on or that image shake.